John Wick Chapter 4 is one of the most ambitious and entertaining action movies released in recent years, and it gives audiences exactly what they expect from the franchise, while also expanding the story, characters, and scale in a major way. Directed by Chad Stahelski, the movie continues the journey of John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves, as he fights to finally free himself from the control of the High Table. After everything John has suffered in the previous films, this chapter feels like the final test of endurance, loyalty, and survival. It is bigger, louder, more emotional, and more visually stunning than ever before. From the opening moments, the film immediately reminds viewers why this series became so popular. It combines stylish action, sharp world building, and a main character who speaks little but says everything through his presence. Keanu Reeves once again proves he was born to play John Wick. His performance is calm, physical, and emotionally controlled. John is not a superhero with endless energy. He looks tired, wounded, and mentally exhausted, which makes every victory feel earned. Reeves understands that John Wick is dangerous not because he talks big, but because he keeps moving forward no matter how much pain he suffers. That silent determination is what makes the character so iconic. One of the greatest strengths of John Wick Chapter 4 is its action choreography. The movie does not simply repeat gunfights from earlier chapters. Instead, it constantly finds new ways to surprise the audience. Each major sequence has its own identity, style, and rhythm. In Osaka, the film delivers fast-paced combat with swords, bows, guns, and martial arts inside a luxurious hotel. In Berlin, the action becomes brutal and heavy, set in crowded nightlife environments where danger feels constant. In Paris, the movie reaches another level entirely with car chases, shootouts, and one of the most unforgettable staircase sequences in modern action cinema. These scenes are not random violence. They are carefully designed pieces of movement, timing, and visual storytelling. Every punch, reload, fall, and dodge feels rehearsed to perfection. Another standout element is the cinematography. This film looks incredible from beginning to end. Many action movies today rely on shaky cameras and fast cuts that make scenes confusing. John Wick Chapter 4 does the opposite. It uses wide shots, smooth camera movement,
and longer takes so viewers can actually see the action clearly. This makes every fight more satisfying because the audience understands the skill involved. The lighting is also beautiful, with neon colors, shadows, reflections, and grand architecture creating scenes that often look like paintings. Whether it is a rainy street, a glowing nightclub, or the streets of Paris at night, every location feels stylish and memorable. The supporting cast adds major value to the film. Donnie Yen is one of the best additions to the franchise as Kane, a blind assassin and old friend of John Wick. He is elegant, intelligent, deadly, and surprisingly funny. His relationship with John gives the film emotional depth because both men are trapped by the same system. Kane does not want to fight John, but he is forced into that position. Bill Skarsgård plays the Marquis, a cruel and arrogant representative of the High Table. He is not physically threatening like some past villains, but he is dangerous because of his power, manipulation, and pride. Lawrence Fishburne returns with charisma and energy, while Ian McShane once again brings class and authority to Winston. Even smaller side characters leave an impression, showing how rich this universe has become. The world building remains one of the most unique parts of the franchise. The idea of a hidden global society of assassins with strict rules, gold coin currency, markers, and formal codes of honor still feels creative and fresh. John Wick Chapter 4 expands this world further by showing how the High Table operates internationally. Different cities feel connected yet distinct, making the universe larger and more believable. It creates the sense that John Wick is not just fighting individuals, but an entire system built on fear and control. The emotional side of the story also deserves praise. Under all the gunfire and action, this is a story about freedom, grief, loyalty, and sacrifice. John Wick has lost nearly everything. He no longer fights for revenge alone. He fights for peace and the right to choose his own life. That emotional motivation gives meaning to scenes that could otherwise be simple action moments. You feel that every battle costs him something physically and mentally.
The movie is not perfect, however. Its biggest weakness for some viewers will be the runtime. At nearly 3 hours, it is much longer than many action films. Some scenes could have been trimmed without hurting the story. There are moments where the endless waves of enemies feel exaggerated, and realism is clearly not the goal. If someone does not enjoy stylized action cinema, the film may feel repetitive or excessive. The story itself is straightforward and not especially complex. But for many fans, those issues are minor because the execution is so strong. What makes John Wick Chapter 4 special is that it respects action as an art form. It does not treat fight scenes as filler between plot points. The action is the storytelling. The way characters move, survive, hesitate, and fight tells us who they are. Few modern franchises understand this as well as John Wick. It combines old-school stunt work with modern style, creating